Sladen, and when Sladen was just 5 years old, his mom and dad got divorced, and he was pretty much told that he was the man of the house now. So when mom would go out to shovel the sidewalk, Sladen would grab his own shovel and go to help her. And when they'd watch a movie together, Sladen would reach up and try to put his arm around his mom's shoulders, like Dad used to do. Sladen wasn't getting to be a kid. And it's true that every child has their own struggles, regardless of what their home or social life looks like. Think about the kids in your life. Your friends' kids, your nieces, your nephews, maybe even your own children. Would they benefit from having another caring adult around to support and encourage them? That's where the power of mentoring comes in. So this here is my Uncle Andrew, and when I was a kid, my parents both worked full-time. And while they were loving and supportive, they were also busy and hardworking. And I was so lucky to have him, among many others, including my grandparents, my biological aunts and uncles, all supporting me to make sure that I had everything I needed to succeed, to reach my full potential. But not everyone has an Uncle Andrew. So working where I do, for Boys and Girls Clubs, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, I have the privilege of meeting some really incredible people that recognize the importance of mentorship in kids' lives and have stepped up to be that additional friend and support to them where they might not already have it. And it's really incredible to see what that additional friend and role model can do for their well-being. Just knowing that there's someone out there who wants to spend time with them can have a really profound impact on a child or youth. This year's a big sister, little sister match, and when we look at it, we don't see two people that were just placed in a program and asked to spend time with each other. These are two good friends that are laughing and having fun together. And being that friend and mentor to a kid is not a tough thing to do. According to Stephen here, a former youth in care, mentorship is basically a cup of coffee, a good conversation. It's like your very caring friend. And for Stephen, it was that friend that helped him get to a place in his life where he now attends full-time university and has custody of his younger brother. As well as being a very caring friend, mentors provide kids with inspiration, acceptance, and exposure to new activities. Kids with mentors are proven to do better in school and have better grades, to go to class more often. Take Raphael here. His mentor would come to school once a week to work on reading, homework, and just to get to know him. And Raphael said those were his favorite days to go to school. Sometimes kids just need to see examples of different behavior before they'll begin to change their own. So when Chris first met Andrew, it seemed like he had a new job and a new girlfriend every week. But now he's the manager of a retail store and is happily newlywed. Once he said that he was lazy, he wasn't going anywhere, but mentoring got him out and doing things he wouldn't normally do. Hannah's friend Alba takes her to all kinds of events happening around the city and introduces her to everyone she knows to help build her social circle. As a child from an immigrant family, Hannah loves the opportunity to explore new things in Edmonton. She said that it's nice to surround yourself with people who are different and have different experiences, and that if she only hung out with her family, that would be all she knew. Dylan here was a young man who was frequently in trouble at school and in the community, specifically with the law, and because of this could have really easily become a disturbing statistic. But instead, he met Chris, an older friend and police officer, who by spending time with him and cultivating a friendship, showed him his own potential, and now he's considering becoming a police officer as well. Sometimes mentoring provides children with new experiences, and an increase in self-esteem is an example of the results this can achieve. So a group of young girls took women's kickboxing classes, and while at the beginning they were all very shy and reserved, by the end they were all laughter, smiles, and poses. One girl even said she thought she'd make them more talkative in school because of this. Another example is increasing a child's awareness of the world around them. Danielle, a staff member at the Boys and Girls Twaddle Club, took a group of kids on a field trip to her hometown of Innisfree. Most of these kids had never been out of the city before, never seen where our food comes from, but now they've come back with a greater understanding and appreciation for that important part of life. One mentor, Alexis, met a little girl with the same arm as her. She was playing with her brother and hiding her hand, until Alexis went to her and said, "Look, we're the same," and showed the little girl her arm. Within seconds, she wasn't hiding it anymore. She just needed someone to model that it was a beautiful part of herself that she didn't need to be ashamed of. She didn't need to hide. Now, some of you might still be thinking that mentoring sounds complicated, like a lot of responsibility, but the essence of it is really simple. Our mayor's wife, Sarah, once said, someone told her, the only thing you need to be a mentor is to be someone who cares. That's it. You don't need to have done something amazing, be incredibly wise, or even have a lot of experience with kids. You just have to care about them. Now, the concept of formal mentoring started during the First World War, when men were going off to fight for their countries and kids were growing up without that male presence. Today, as these stories have shown, mentoring happens both formally and informally, from group mentoring to one-on-one mentoring to the teachers, coaches, family friends, and volunteers who all specifically dedicate their time to our community's kids. And while we're no longer still in a world war, our kids need our support, now more than ever. We're living in a time where half of all marriages end in divorce, where communities aren't tight-knit, where families don't often live in the same city or even country, where we spend more time buried in technology than having in-person interactions. And if we want all kids to be confident, committed, and resilient, we need to work together to ensure that they succeed. It's not just parents and caregivers who have this responsibility. We as members of our community all have a role to play in building the next generation of kids that are going to continue the work that we're doing in Edmonton, where we love our community. And mentoring our children and youth is one way we can get there. Maybe you're wondering how spending time with a kid can have such an immense impact, but its power truly lies in the little things. It's having someone who's fully present to share experiences with. It's someone to laugh along with you at the silly things. It's someone who isn't mom or dad, who will listen happily to your stories, successes. It's having someone who will teach them a new skill, like ping pong or baking, and help them discover their hidden talents. It's someone who's so cool and chooses to hang out with them. It's someone who makes promises and comes through on those promises. And most importantly, it's the consistency and trust that forms as a result. So a few years ago, Slayton's mom said that he was like a warped puzzle piece that didn't quite fit in. But today, Slayton is less withdrawn, more confident, and hopeful because he found the support that he needed in Jonathan. Now, because of their growing friendship, he understands how special, talented, and wanted he is. And for kids, that makes every difference in the world. Thank you guys so much.